shall perish. We shall protect us from all fools. The price is meant for we will pay. Then let us die with the strength of faith. Hail to the secret and nations, oh Fatherland, please keep us open great. Defending thee shall be the dedication. Sealing of God will cause the privilege. The waving stone of which never is the fleet shall not rescue us of liberty. We shall emerge triumphant from this morning, and through the crucible was path we pass. When we apart, thou wilt so persevere. We shall remember those who died in Mars. There shall not always be the sun. The victory is of our life and oh God, protect us from the leading before. Guide on our movements lest we go astray. Give us the strength to hear the good and His word, to live and love, to confront each day. Bless those who run to serve with faithfulness, to make His time a life of righteousness.
Biafran's Got Talent exclusive.
Oh la 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 la, Masinam the Kano, oh you will go, Uche me for, oh you will go, I say what the Kano, oh you will I say Uche me for, oh you will go.
Mazinamdi Kano, Ohamadike, Odogwana Barisuwan, na BIAFRANS, Mazucheme for the Shike Nijipofo, Rojo Fogana,
Ucheme for Wokobiama, Olumekelegi, BG Tekelegi, BIAFRANS got talent, Tekelegi. Isuru keme, ebi we putara onwegi, nonyere masi Nnamdi Kanu.
Uche me for, I say Nnamdi Kanu, Nnamdi Kanu. I say Uche me for.
When I see your consistencies, I feel much relief, cause BIAFRANS really believed in you. And your commitment over our motherland, that is our only strength. Nkamere, IPOB wanini, Anasio.
While our director was in detention, he had the struggle for 2 years accounting. No matter the intimidation, he were running when again. We could be Jama for your jaw. Mobula got in Bendy Road, the bagging book. He made a copy get the jaw, Makimi hanging the jaw. He will walk in the jabba.
If on your name when a boy, as your cookie in the no fall, I want my old fall. Toto Gaga Popon can never a bargain yellow more the sick. If I had the book, ya fly up your lily. I don't go to Bunam the gun. On your sea and your neck.
I thank God that we have you, cause you made us believe in you. You promised to take us to the promised land. Biafra land is my motherland. Nnamdi Kanu, Uche me for. Iye di kunu ya bi kakola.
Nnamdi Kanu, Uche me for.
From the award-winning producer, Shaking and Cool Beats.
Once again, fellow BIAFRANS, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and to some of you, good night, depending on your time zone. This is Radio Biafra Extra, and we are streaming live through Radio Biafra London, being anchored by the Deputy Leader of the Indigenous People of Biafra, Mazi Uche Okafor Mefo. He is from Abatete. Abatete is in Anambra State, and Anambra State is Biafra land. He's the man who have assured us that he will not allow the heart of this project to see corruption. If any Biafrans has actually lost hope when it comes to this Biafra restoration effort, it is because we fear corruption. It is because we have re-evaluated our stand when it comes to what the saboteurs can do. And today, in our very lifetime, we see the seed of saboteur withering before our very eyes, even without making any effort. We see saboteurs exposing themselves before our very eyes, even when it's not yet time for us to expose them. Because a man said, I will not allow the heart of this project to see corruption. Nazu Choka for my voice from Abatete. Abatete is in Anambra State. And Anambra State is Biafra land. He's of course standing in a deputizing capacity on behalf of our supreme leader, Mazen Nandi Kano, the Prince of Afari Ibeku, heir to the throne of Ibeku Kingdom, the one and the only man who stood up to speak for the collective interest of the Biafran nation for almost 6 decades as we speak. Mazen Nandi Kano is the man who has given all of us the mouth to speak. Nobody was saying anything, but it's okay, it's part of the process. It commands our loyalty. I must appreciate the Almighty Creator, Chukwukika Abiyama, the one who lives in heaven. Did I say he lives in heaven? But let's go by that. Because the Bible, the psalmist say, for heavens of heaven cannot contain you, O Lord. How can I build a house for you? And so if we say he lives in heaven, you just take it like that. But the truth is that the heavens of heaven cannot contain him. I will humble myself and acknowledge him this morning. And I will simply say, Anye na jage mao, nihina, imara mai, ihonanya ine nage, ubiomage, ojuru anyanya dadio, imakwane nwe gembangwe o digonye dekage, ibu wafa no omega. Ani na sena ne de mao. Once again, I remain George Onyibe. I am from Abo. Abo is in Delta State, and Delta State is Biafra land. Without apology. Without wasting much of our time, we shall be going to our topic this morning, which is simply Biafrans being strategically emasculated for decimation. Biafrans are systematically being emasculated in order for them to decimate us as a people. Decimation simply means gathering a group of people and you wipe them out. People will not understand the urgency why Biafra will be restored. Some people are playing rogue. They cannot perceive this truth. Some people are playing intellectual. Some people are playing CID. Some people have totally lost focus. But when you see the urgency of what we are doing, you will go mad. You can never be the same because it requires that everything we have must be deployed to ensure that not just Biafran that will be saved, but the black race. Those of you on Facebook, those are your ancestors. If you are a black man, casted aside concrete, maybe they revolt for their life. They said, no, we are not animals. And then they were casted into concrete. And then your children will go and pay the dehumanization of your own father. That is development. They saw the urgency, but it was too late for them. Today, I must make you to open your eyes. My target is Biafrans who are intellectual, opinion molder, leaders of thought, generals in Nigerian army, monarchs, governors, selling us 500,000, thinking we are stupid. May the Lord open your eye to see the urgency. They are systematically emasculating us in order to decimate us. Make no mistake about it. And so it is very important that at every given stage, we must try to reevaluate our stand, our position, in order to forge ahead. A lot of things has happened. Yes, we are all human beings. But believe me, I just don't want to believe that some human beings don't have soul. I have seen white policemen across the globe kill black people with impunity. But yet they come out and use you against your fellow black man and tell you to say rubbish. We know the family of the black people who were assigned, contracted to make sure they destroy the black race. They are your hero, most of you. I'm not saying so you be happy and begin to prepare for our freedom. I'm saying it so you get very angry and release the nuclear weapon and destroy all of us. And so you become a hero. But believe me, the power bigger than you is coming for all of you. And you will discover that we are the antidote to save you at that time. Maybe we will not be there, and it will be too late for you to cry when the head is off. But Biafrans must take note of what I'm about to say this morning. Today, you will not know that black is everywhere. As I was meditating throughout the night, honestly, I don't sleep. Because we made a vow, we will not give sleep to our eye until Biafra is restored. Neither are we going to sleep under the same heaven with those who murdered us. With that time you are sleeping, Fulani, Boko Haram, all of them, Nigerian Army, Police, they are looking for you. So why would you go to bed? And so if the person that want to kill me don't want to go to bed, is it me they want to kill that we go to bed? And so throughout the night as I was meditating, I was just asking myself, why are they afraid of this black skin? I am as dark as charcoal. The day I will appear on the television, most of you will adjust your screen. But do not bother yourself. It's not the problem is not with your screen. The problem is with the melanin inside of me. I have seen a white baby being born, as well as a black baby being born. But I noticed that within few hours, or months, or days, or weeks, as the case may be, the difference become very clear. The white baby remain white baby. But the other white baby begin to metamorphose into black. They say it's the melina or melani, whatever they call it. Why does it make you fear, oh, you white man? Why has the black become the most endangered species on earth? And why has you narrowed your sword of destruction to the Biafran nation? Let us go. The black nation must be rebuilt. But we know it has to start from somewhere. We are Biafrans and we want to opt out of Nigeria. Is that too much to ask for? We were not Nigerian until the Europeans invaded our land and made us Nigeria. We reject this identity in its totality. There is no need to negotiate because we cannot choose to answer that our father's name is Donald Trump or Netanyahu. No, that is not our father's name, but these are great men. I must respect them. My father's name is George Onyibe, and I must answer my father's name. There is no need to negotiate about it. I didn't make this decision. God in heaven, the creator, made so. And anybody who's asked me to do otherwise is certainly evil. And now, having meditated on it, and I begin to wonder, why the world deceiving themselves in Geneva Convention? But I will not blame anybody because we all went through process to get here. When you hear about China and Japan today, you will think they are husband and wife. But most of you will not know that Japan, or rather China, spent thousands of years or hundreds of years trying to destroy Japan. But these are the children of Lot, descendant of Lot, the Moabite and the Amorite. When British government came into China, they destabilized China. Having done that, they used China against Japan. The two children from the same father fought themselves, the Asian nation. But finally, when they let them go, because they are white skin, they destroyed the black among them. Most of you do not know that in Malaysia, there are black people in Malaysia. There are black people in India. There are black people in China. There are black people in Japan. There are black people in everywhere in the world. Why are you killing them? Today, no, if I tell you there are black people that are from Japan, black people like me from China, most of you will not believe. The point is, why does the black skin threaten all of you? The same way Biafran threaten all of you. How long do you think you're going to keep this down? Black people across the globe, don't let them use you. Fulanis has agreed because maybe they promised them, help us wipe out Africa. And then we will preserve you. They will not preserve you. It's amazing There are people I used to know about, but they are no longer here. They've been exterminated. What about the pygmies of Congo? We call them Akakbo. Where are they today? They've been exterminated. Thanks be to, is it Lord Leopard who wiped them out? Glory be to him. Did you see I add Lord for him? Black, wake up. Fulani, they will come for you. It's just that we will not allow you to decimate us. They will come for all of you, black. When I heard that the president of South Africa, Xenophobia, that is his name, actually allowed Nigerian Boko Haram police to follow Jubri to South Africa and kill our people, it keeps me thinking. Now, there is something most of you do not know, but maybe you have to know it today. And don't make any mistake about it. Most of you think South Africa is a black nation. No, it's no longer a black nation. As I'm talking to you, you have more population of white South Africans than the black. And the black are helping to destroy themselves. The white are hiding. If care is not taken in the next 100 years, there will be no single black man on that South Africa. Look at their name, Pretoria. What is the name of another place? You people wake up and stop fooling yourself. Some people think when you see black chimpanzee from South Africa jumping up and down, hey, he's xenophobia. They are see. In fact, nothing makes me feel so, I don't know. For somebody from South Africa to officially issue statement, oh, BIAFRANS are knocking our woman. That is why we are killing xenophobia. I can't figure it. Now, for you, is it aromaphobia or xenophobia? President of South Africa, go back and check the data of South Africa. It will amaze you that you have more white people who are South African than the black people. Make una wake up if you no get sense. If you think it's about Biafra, it will get to all of you. It's amazing that certain group of terrorists invaded Africa, maybe pregnanted some black women, or maybe they give birth to children. They planted them inside South Africa. Today they are hiding, they are undercover, using you against your fellow black that will save you tomorrow. You don't know. Now let me tell you something about South Africa before we continue. The South African country you know today is approximately, their population is approximately, let's say out of the 100% population of South Africa, 4.9 of the population of South Africa are white. Sorry, I mean they are black. The European descendants are 4.9. 4.9 of South African population is Onyibe out of 8.7. Total population of South Africa is 8.7 million or 8.7%. Out of this 8.7%, 4.9 is white people. 4.9 is white people. Late Robert Mugabe, when he stood to address them somewhere in a conference, Onyibe man stand up and say, I'm from South Africa. Late Robert Mugabe say, sit down. You are a son of a terrorist. No white person is Africa. But let's leave it at that. Because this same thing they are doing will get to all of you. When we say that Africa will not be free. Black people will never be free until Biafra is restored. Because that is where all of you started from. Wake up, don't let them deceive you. And some people say, hey, why are they looking for Biafra? Why we are looking for Biafra goes beyond oil, gas. It goes beyond silver and gold. But you will know the truth. You will know that thing that we know one day, and you will run mad. Because your brain can't contain what we are containing today. That is why you are threatening us, we're looking at you. We're looking at you. Jesus said, remove the mote in your eye before you can remove the one in another person's eye. We would have been fighting for you, oh Chinese black man, oh Japanese black man, oh Indian black man, oh Malaysia black man, oh Australian black man, oh American black man. We would have been fighting for all of you. but our ground is not yet safe. So when you are a black man, you are standing against Biafra restoration, your generation will be wiped out. I think Congo Brazzaville is doing what they are doing. Congo Brazzaville should go and find, whether it is Congo or Brazzaville, or Congo side Brazzaville, or Congo bottom line or French line, or Congo xenophobia or francophone or anglophone or Arabian phone. You go and ask yourself, where are the pygmies of Congo? I know they were there in the early 80s. Where are they today? The same thing they want to do to us. Our purpose this morning is to expose the method they use. First of all, the emasculators, and then the decimators. Let's listen to this audio. Maybe it's going to help us. And honestly, may God have mercy upon us. Many countries in the world today, you never know that there are black men there. There are cities where you have only Caucasians. There is no black man around there. There are some countries that are deliberately wipe out the blacks. It's not about the oil and gas. There is more beneath that the eye can see. Let's listen to this audio, and then we shall continue from there.
So in Asia today, you have pockets of black people. You have the Mani. You have in southern Thailand. You have a related group in northern Malaysia, sometimes called Sakai, S-E-K-A-I. You have the Andaman Islanders, and there are at least two groups. One group is called the Onge, O-N-G-E, or O-N-J-E, I think it's O-N-G-E, and another is called the Jarawa, J-A-R-A-W-A. And then you have black populations in the Philippines, sometimes called Negritos, or Eta, or I think we should call them Acta, which just means the people. You have a tradition of a similar group in Taiwan. These are the diminutive Africoids. These are the small blacks, similar in many ways to the Twa, or so-called pygmies in Central Africa. These are very, very ancient people who left Africa perhaps 60, 70, maybe 100,000 years ago and became isolated.
The Padang people, that's a group of people in Asia, and the women have these rings that they wear on their necks that's identical to an African tribe of women in East Africa who wear the same type of rings on their necks. So this just shows that the African-Asian connection is still there. They still carry on some of the African cultures and traditions in certain parts of Asia.
I once had a professor of mine working on my doctorate tell me that she went to Japan and they went into the mountains of Japan. Now, this isn't a conscious woman by most definitions, but she couldn't wait to come back and tell me this. She said, Umar, I was in Japan. We went up into the spiritual temples of Japan, and we sat down in one of the temples waiting for the priest to come out and teach us a little bit about what they believe and what they stand for. She said, Umar, they walked out of the temples and their skin was just as black as ours. They had gray afros because they were elders. Now, she said the phenotype looked like the modern Asian, but she said the skin was black and they had gray afros, hair standing up on top like Don King. And she said it totally overcame me. They sat down and they began to talk. And she said, I couldn't believe these were black men. They were Japanese, but they were black men.
When I went over to Indonesia, I went there at night and I would see billboards of very light-skinned Asian Indonesian people. And then when I went to my hotel, I would go and watch these movies and I would see these very, again, light-skinned, pale-skinned Indonesian Asian people. But the next day when I went out into the streets of Indonesia, everybody was either my color or darker. I didn't see one person who looked like these people that were on the billboards and on television. So they would pick and choose and get the whitest looking Asian people to promote in the media over there. And when I walked around Indonesia, I saw people like jet black, dark. I ran into a couple of people with afros. I saw one Asian brother, full-blooded Asian guy with an afro, and I had to stop him. I said, brother, where are you from? And the brother was like, I'm from here, right here in Indonesia. So that African presence, that African phenotype is still throughout Asia to this day.
Look at the Buddha's hair. No Chinese person's hair looked like that. The Buddha has knotty hair. Every time you see the Buddha, his hair is knotted. Just a thought.
There's a painting called the Nambam painting of the Portuguese when they first go over to Japan. And when you look at this painting, the painting was made in around sometime in the 1500s, and it was the first eyewitness account of what they saw. Many of the Asian people there were dark-skinned, and half the people who were supposed to be Portuguese were dark-skinned.
There's a tradition begun by a man named Alexander Francis Chamberlain, at least in April 1914, in a publication called the Journal of Race Development. And I can quote him almost exactly. And he says, and even in far-off Japan, we can find traces of the ancient Negro. For when the Japanese armies in the 8th century, now here I'm paraphrasing, when the Japanese armies in the 8th century were fighting their traditional enemy, the Ainu, they were led by a famous Negro general named Sakanoye Tomomiraro. And this man became the first shogun in Japanese history.
Also in Malaysia, when I went down to Malaysia, I went into the rainforest over there. And it's very difficult to get over to some of these spots. Some of these people there are very secluded. And because they're secluded, they were able to avoid many natural disasters, and they were also able to avoid invasions. So they didn't mix in with some of the invading forces. So they kept their same African phenotype. And if you go to Malaysia, there's a tribe called the Batak tribe, and they look like an African tribe. If you go there, they have woolly hair, African nose, lips, everything about these people looks like an African tribe.
One of the things we know about white supremacy and light skin supremacy, because even when you look at Asia, even when you go to East India, they practice racism. Why? Because all of these places were colonized by the European, and their culture infected the people. So one of the things that they do is they also have a tendency to do what? Hide the darker brother.
As a matter of fact, there was an incident that happened with Miss Fiji. They had the Miss World competition, and they chose this woman to be Miss Fiji. And Miss Fiji has more Europeanized features. And the people of Fiji spoke out against her. They weren't really trying to hate on her, but they said, look, this woman doesn't represent us. She doesn't look like us. She doesn't have our nose. She doesn't have our hair. And we're very proud of what we look like. And we want somebody to represent us. Because again, they were trying to use that Europeanized Miss Fiji to bring in tourism and not scare away tourists. But the people spoke out against her. And this just shows that many people around the world, they're proud of their Africoid features.
First of all, Australia itself is the world's second smallest continent, second only after Antarctica. It's the smallest inhabited continent. The name Australia means Great South Land. And the first people of Australia were the people we call Aboriginal Australians, commonly called blackfellas. And of course, you have different names, the Koori, the Guri, the Noongar, and various names.
The people of Australia, originally Australia was an African land. In fact, in European documentation, they considered it an African satellite. When the British came into Australia and began the mass extermination of African people, they were crystal clear who they were exterminating because they said it. And also we know that right off the coast of Australia was an island called Tasmania, a little island off the coast of Tasmania. There are no living Tasmanians in existence right now. You can't find a Tasmanian man, woman, or child because the British.
Just listen, Tasmanians are gone. So people say, no, it's a propaganda. Let's fight for Biafra restoration. They will never allow us to free, but we have two options. Either we'll put our energy in developing black nation, or we will put an end, we will make the world know what you have done. Some people say, no, when they do population census, when they do census in South Africa, the black population is 9.20%, the white is 1%. It's a lie. Do you not know that as early as 1959, British government rigged census for Hausa people? They tell you Hausa Fulani have the highest population, but you don't see them anywhere except in Nigeria and some couples of countries in Africa. But then you have Biafrans who are everywhere, in heaven, in hell, in Jupiter, in Mars, in Pluto. You will see a Biafran. I won't say a Biafran. You will see an Igbo man. But yet they are minority. God will punish all of you. I try not to curse people, but I can't calm my temper until I tell you that thunder will fire you. evil people. I have seen many races wipe out from the face of this planet Earth. This is exactly what they are doing to you, Biafrans. Systematically, meticulously, they are decimating us as a people. And some people are still going to ERG. Now, look at what these criminal governors are doing. We want to ask them questions. Now, they are avoiding visit. I thought Nigeria is almighty. Now, Jubri is hiding from Japan, paying people in South Africa to kill our people. But let me tell you, whatever the case may be, it could be that blacks in South Africa have more population than the white. But you now go to Cyclopedia, Google. Google is telling you now that you have more white South Africa inside South Africa. You see how they rig you and dehumanize you. God will punish all of you. Let's finish this audio and then we focus on the
systematically exterminated the entire population.
Melanesia, Polynesia, Micronesia. Melanesia is the South Pacific. That means the Black Islands. And the biggest island is New Guinea. Others include New Caledonia, New Ireland, New Britain, Fiji, the Solomon Islands, Vanuatu, which used to be known as New Hebrides. These are the Black Islands. And the people that I've encountered in this part of the world tend to say they come from Africa. People tend to have very, very Africoid features, dark skin, tightly curled hair, large afros, we call them today. Many of them say they come from Africa, especially in Fiji and also in Buka Island. I ask people, where do you come from? We come from Africa. And they're very matter of fact about it. Buka, B-U-K, means black skin. And they have the reputation of being the blackest human beings on earth. So quite naturally, that was where I wanted to lay my head.
And that is when an Igbo man will tell you, Nwokoji. Now understand, Fulani. This is a direct message to you. You are part of that black skin. This thing you are doing, it will boomerang. So when Fulani say, we can't Igbo, you think Igbo man is your problem. We are trying to cure you from your disease. Laziness, very lazy, criminal in nature. We want to cure you. But this thing will come for you. Look at everywhere British has entered. Black people never survive. They have their counterparts, their colleagues, brothers in arm, brothers in raping, brothers in assassination, brothers in criminality. Watch yourself very closely. But of course, I must come back to my people, Biafran people. A lot of things are happening. But like our topic suggested, Biafrans being strategically emasculated, in order to enable them disseminate us as a people. For them to do this, they follow bit by bit. They don't just come out and start killing people. When I see South African people allowing Nigerians to bring their Boko Haram police to shoot Biafrans in South Africa, I have begun to question the integrity of South Africa. I begin to wonder, is this what Nelson Mandela bled for? Is it what he died for? Or there are some criminals who are there to do the bidding of Satan? No. We must open our eyes. When Shaka the Zulu was one of the greatest warriors that lived in Africa, Ethiopia was the only country that was not colonized because the people were ready for what is coming. They could not be conquered, so how will you colonize them? But before Ethiopia, there was a more fierce nation like the Zulu kingdom. But Shaka the Zulu laid down his arm. They came as friends. They came peacefully. And in peacefully, or peacefulity, or peacefully, according to grammar, they decimated Mozambique and the rest of the Zulu Empire. They come with fine, fanciful English. But we are the target. Bob Marley knew this truth. He cried and said, African unite. They killed him and told you that he have cancer. Michael Jackson wake up from his stupidity. He fought for this truth and say, do you remember the time they killed him and they concocted different story against him? Muhammad Ali know this truth. How did he die? Almost like a fugitive somewhere in Saudi Arabia. Should I remind you that the Kennedy family, even though they were white skin, but because they have atom of black skin in their DNA, they were all murdered in America? Where will I start from and where will I end? So when I see Fulani, lazy, stinking, dirty animals, black chimpanzees supposedly trying to wipe out these tiny Biafrans because of gas and oil, soon you will know it's not because of gas and oil. You take this message to Obasanjo. You take this message to Jubri. You take this message to Babangida. You take this message to British Genocidial Act still walking on the face of this planet Earth, and tell them this war is beyond all of you. You cannot understand it. That is why our father fought for it. And our father before then fought for it. That is why we are still fighting for it. And be rest assured, our children, after we're long gone, if we are not free, they will fight for it. Nobody will come from another planet. Nobody will come from any continent and take over our fatherland. I challenge you. You bring it on. Don't worry. Don't worry. Biafrans, this is how they do what they do. Let's use Biafran as a case study. Number one, they are systematically killing our people. I could not understand why British government invaded our land. They have oil well everywhere. They are stealing palm oil. They are stealing cocoa. They are stealing sugar. They are stealing timber. But they were not satisfied. They went to the farm to ask our mother to be paying tithe. That is what led to Aba woman riot, as they call it. They killed our women. We're going to talk about the massacre of the Igbos in 1945, so on and so forth, before the Civil War. British was behind all of them. They play. Our leader and one of his brokers, he said, these people are doing the work of Satan. But Nigerians will not understand. They think it's about the oil. And Niger Delta brothers think it's about the oil. The same oil, more than 90% of Niger people don't know how, Niger Delta people don't know how crude oil look like. The Yoruba think it's about 10%. More than 70% of Yoruba people do not see the 10%. You either become saboteur to blackmail Biafrans, your fellow brother supposedly, or you are in the church collecting 10%. The Hausas don't know this. If you can't beat them, you join them. But the Fulani think they are conquering us. That is why they can import ammunition all over the world. But yet in your land, you can't sleep in your land. You are the one who have terrorism as part embedded in your DNA. You are not fighting terrorism. You are coming to peaceful Biafrans like us to fight terrorism. Operation Python dance, Operation Chimpanzee dance, Operation Crocodile dance, Operation British dance. Which operation have you not shown? Who the heck do you think you are deceiving? This is how they do what they do. Today, Fulani is the greatest willing tool for these people to undermine the position of black people. When Fulani man anywhere in the world is undermining the position of black people like they are doing to Biafrans. Black Americans, they are doing it to you. Black Indian, they are doing it to you. Black Japan, they are doing it to you. Black China, they are doing it to you. Black Indonesia, they are doing it to you. Black angel, they are doing it to you. These people are so wicked. No black angel. All the whole angel are white angel. How will I go to heaven that is controlled by white angel? God will punish all of you. And now you begin to know why the Bible says, when I was hungry, you gave me to eat. When I was thirsty, you gave me to drink. Now I enter into the home of my Father. Whatever you do to the least of my brethren, that you do unto me. When I was weak, Fulani come to kill me. When I need help, Yoruba help to make me hopeless. Now I have woken up to reality. Whatever you do to one of the black brothers across the globe, you have done unto me. What we do here is not just about Biafra. It is about the black race. Any black man anywhere in the world, woe betide Barack Obama and his entire generation who helped to promote this evil in Biafra land. Woe betide him. He will be buried in an unmasked grave like Frederick Lugard and Flora Shaw. There are things most of you don't know. And then when you go to church, let me open your eye a little bit. There are many people, they tell you, oh, this is a white man. It's not a white man. Moses was born in Africa, grew in Africa, schooled in Africa, married in Africa, died in Africa, but he's a British man. Samson is a white man, but yet he has dada. He's a dread, he's a Nazarian. Since I was born till today, I've not seen British man with a dreadlock. I've never seen a Caucasian man with dreadlock. I've never seen a German man with a dreadlock, a Chinese man with dreadlock. But Buddha, God of the Chinese people, he have dada. He's a dada. But have you seen a China man with dada or a Japanese man with dada? How long are we going to be so stupid? Let the whole world gang against us. But in the end, they will know that a man is born one day and he die another day. As far as there is no technology that can change that, let blacks go. Most especially, let Biafrans go. No matter how much you try to become dada in Nazarian as a white man, the moment water touch your head, if you shake your head, all your head will straighten up. I love it, honestly. But that is yours. Take it. But you know, as I am today, if I leave my hair for 1 minute, I am a dada already. Now you know why they shoot you at will in America and other parts of the world. The moment you call dreadlock, you remind them of their destiny and their doom. Samson is a dada. The only Oyibo man in the history of this world that is Oyibo man and have dada is in your Bible, Samson. But after Samson, no more dada. Okay, it's a miraculous dada. You're deceiving us. That thing that you know and you want to disseminate us, we know it, we will respond to you. Is it a threat? No, we're making you a promise. Adiamama. Amenabo, Urugodo. Unwonyo rogodu wo. Unwonyo rogodu wo. Omenu no mane no mane. Wa so nwa kokwo ho ari onwo. Ndi era. And then somebody said, oh, let's be, you know, civilized, thunder fire civilization. If this is what he has to say. There is nothing I hate more to see the global community come together to deceive themselves. And then they begin to sing melodious song. Heal the world, thinking better place for you and for me. God will punish all of you. But you are the one poisoning the world from backyard. And then you come to the front page and you sing, heal the world. Michael Jackson will be regretting in his grief today. All of you. Stephen Wonder and the rest of them. You let them fool you. Is it not the same Geneva Convention? Should I keep quiet? I will not. You have the power to shut me. You shut me up. We are the world. We are the children. We are the slaves that you have murdered for so long and you are still killing them. We are the Biafran people, the first to initiate the right to self-determination here in the land of Africa, but yet we are still doing the same thing. You're gonna deceive us, right? We're gonna pack on our motor. We're not asking for, is it reparation they call it? We're not here to revenge. We don't want to, the little thing that is left of us, please let us be. And those of you intellectual monkeys and babu, black-skinned individuals who are still yapping across the globe, let me tell you what they are doing to you, Biafrans. A system of emasculation. That is a system to weaken you, and the moment you are weak, they will exterminate your race. This is how they are deploying this instrument here in Biafra land. That is why we are shouting, Adia Mama. Number one, they are systematically killing our people, like I was saying. Then the next thing they did was to kill IPOB openly across Biafra land. They killed us in Bayelsa, they killed us in River State, they killed us in Onitsha Bridge, they killed us in Kempo, they killed us in Imo State, they killed us in Anambra State, they killed us in Ebonyi State. They are still killing us openly. And then when you see people like Brutal who cannot brush their teeth, people like Magu who cannot brush their teeth, among others, Liar Muhammad who cannot clean his bumble, and they say, hey, you join IPOB, we will treat you as a terrorist. And then there are some hopeless saboteurs across African countries say, oh, IPOB have been prescribed by Nigeria. God will punish all of you. Your children will become slaves before we are done with hopeless individuals. I don't blame you. Openly killing us. And there are some black people who we are even fighting to save their children. They are even joining them. Our case with those South African police or Nigerian Boko Haram police that accompany Jubri to South Africa must be brought to book. South African can decide to show the world that their justice system is sinful, or they can decide to let the world see the truth. We have case with you in South Africa. Every country, we will follow you according to the rule of law. We will engage you with the arm of law. You show the world what you are made up of. Are you in control of your country, or you are just in remote control? We call it Bobby. Have you eaten British economy? It's left for you. Just leave them, let them go. You shoot us like bullet in South Africa when we fought to give you the very privilege you enjoy today. Our brother is in detention as we speak, and you think he's going to end there because you want to steal oil? The same oil you can get for free, why will you steal it? What is your problem? You think we are Fulani? You think we are Nigerian? Every black monkey and babu across the globe must recognize us and respect us for who we are. We are not just black chimpanzee and monkey and babu. We are Biafrans. And we love Biafrans. They rig and they disenfranchise us. The first ever census in Nigeria was rigged by the British government. For good luck to be rigged out of office by the president of America, Barack Obama, was as a result that we were disenfranchised. And so when we see Asari Tokumbo, Yoruba means blood, talking to us, we could only wish he will come back to River State and yap. It's in Bayelsa now. Today now, some Bayelsa monkey and babu, we say, how can they be insulting Asari? Don't they know Asari says Bayelsa man? No, Asari no be Bayelsa again. No. It could be Bayelsa man before they divide Biafra land. After dividing Biafra land, Asari is River State man. Asari, come to River State, let's test your popularity. God will punish all of you. You want to cause problem for Bayelsa people are wiser than you. Ateke is waiting for you. Come back home. They are mad people. We are in Bayelsa doing whole video. Like all those Ashawo they call slay coin. Go and join Big Brother Niger. They are. No get sense. No get sense at all. They are doing all manner of show of force. We just there our own. We know they fight. We know they kill anybody. But for the North, they are killing people, doing all manner of evil. There is no show of force there. They are doing show of peace. But here in Biafra land, they are doing show of force. Oh, show them force. Operation Crocodile Eye, Operation Tiger Teeth, Operation Python Dance, Operation Indioshin Andiara. But you think it's ordinary. All these things, they want to intimidate us. They want to cool us down. I hope the ongoing Operation Python Dance has intimidated us. Thunder will fire all of you. We just there peacefully. We are doing a show of force. Operation, what do they call it? Python Dance, season 13. God will punish all of you. But have you succeeded? The more you push us to the wall, we will come back for you. Because nowhere for us to fall back to. And I will say in a simple term, the hulobalo you are causing in Biafra land, certainly it will boomerang. But you, Biafran, don't make mistake. The simple thing they are doing is trying to weaken us. They initiate terrorism. British government oil company share is a terrorist organization. I see people, they say they are tracking sponsor of terrorism. It is Shell, British oil company. Here in Biafra land, they sponsor terrorism in Nigeria. They are responsible for Sokoto Marine in River State. Kaduna Marine. These are secret courts. Awusa indigenous courtism. Are we talking about pirates, Yoruba indigenous courtism? But they will be telling you, oh, we are Aye, we are Dengbam, because one belongs to Ateke, the other one belongs to Asare. But these are men and women, I would say, who are fighting for their right. The same way they say Nelson Mandela is a terrorist. And then they wake up some group of Kakai drinkers and say, oh, we prescribe IPOB. Who's the heck is deceiving who? But they want to weaken us. And at least they get to some people. I hear some people, they say, this issue, when we are dealing with any state in the world, we have to be very calm because Nigerians have said that we are terrorists. So let us be gentle and then they can side with us. God will punish all of you. Are you a terrorist? I am Reverend George Onyibe. I just did like this. One Ifa jihadist Muslim. He's saying I'm terrorist. And you're telling me to talk peacefully. Why did Jesus not talk peacefully when he thought they have turned his father's house of prayer into a den of thieves? He would have been gentle. I thought he's a gentle Jesus. The Bible says he made a scourge of whip. He turned down the table of the money changers. In my own Abo dialect, he gave them a scatter. And they were marveled, they were surprised. All the gentility we have been gentilizing across the globe, did he make them to talk about our issue? Kirani. But of course, we will continue to maintain the discipline. The high-end reputation of IPOB cannot be dragged into the mud. We will do whatever our leader will say. We will obey to the letter, honestly. There are mad people. There are terrorism everywhere. Boko Haram, Fulani Hesme, Miati Allah. You don't know you have Boko Haram pastors everywhere now. We are not talking about Muslims. They are Boko Haram by profession, by calling. I'm even telling you the good ones that have soiled their hand. They are not fighting Boko Haram. They now capture Biafran youth, tie them. They say, oh, SARS have caught new recruited Boko Haram. But the same people, Nigerian army is asking native doctor, pastors to come and pray so they can catch Boko Haram. But Nigerian SARS are catching Boko Haram. Who the heck is deceiving who? But these are all instruments to emasculate us, weaken us. And so they can decimate us. And then we wake up and they say, oh, we have closed border. We want to close border. But we know why you close border. To weaken us financially. And at the same time, weaken any African country that refuses to do your bidding within the West African region. And it's working. It's working. But we are waiting for all of you. The king will say, Mama, no go sleep. He no go sleep. Then closing our border didn't work. Then I say, oh, we are going to be collecting 10%. Go and look, now any money you withdraw, Nigerian 2%. There is 2% they are collecting now. They will get to 10%. You deposit 2%. You withdraw 2%. You receive alert 2%. You go and check your account 2%. Nigeria, you're one Nigeria. Most of you don't know because they are reducing it bit by bit. And now they are telling, oh, we can't pay you, what do they call it, this salary? Minimum wage. All this as instruments to weaken us. And now the next one they are now planning. Nobody's thinking about it. Oh, we do not have road in Biafra land. But Biafra land is going to provide more toll gate. The toll gate they want to put in Biafra land is bigger than the whole toll gate in Europe. If there is, in fact, the whole toll gate in Europe and America and China and Japan put together, it's not up to the toll gate your Nigerian want to put in Biafra land. You think they don't know what they are doing? In their mind, they say, let's weaken these people. And then the moment we are weak, they will now descend on us. The same way they weakened the generation of 1967 and 1970 to 1970. They starved them. Kwashoko took over. The people were weak. And then Ojukwu, for one reason or the other, let it be. Because he who fight and run away, live to fight another day. But let me tell you, this generation, we don't want to run away. Because we don't want to fight another day. We want to fight to the finish. But make no mistake about that. The only thing we want is Biafra. They want to weaken us. They are doing everything they can do. They think they can do. And so when they do, they say, okay, let's run. Oh, let's run. Oh. So if I see all those paid saboteurs here in Biafra land, they say, let's frustrate Judge Onyibe. There are people who were writing petition. I'm no longer seeing petition against me. Do they run out of ink? And then there are some people who stay back here. Oh, and your God, brother, I will deal with Judge. God will punish all of you if you know who you are dealing with. Do that your own. Oh. Do that your own. Oh. You bigger than me here. Are you bigger than me there? More intelligent than me? Are you more illiterate than me? Make una respect on ourselves. We know what all of you are. We know who all of you are. But like I will tell you, the same way. What do they call him? Apollo in the Bible. Acts of the Apostles chapter 1 verse 19. He said, while Apollo was in Corinth, Paul through the road through Ephesus and arrived in Interior. There he met some disciples who were preaching Jesus everywhere, Jesus everywhere. Paul knew they were hypocrites. Acts of the Apostles chapter 1 verse 19. Read it to the end. And when Paul knew they were evil, what did he do? He called Apollo. Most of you will not know that this Apollo that we are talking about has almost divided the church in Ephesus. Because more people believed fake Apollo. more than Apostle Paul. And Paul went to see him to recognize his work. And soon discovered that no, this Apollo is ignorant. When they were confronted, their hypocrisy was exposed. All of you who are saboteur inside IPOB and Biafra now, we will confront you. Your hypocrisy will be exposed. Repent before it is too late for you. Black people support Biafran freedom. Whether you are black Chinese, black Japanese, black Indonesia, black Malaysia, black American, black Abo, black Igbo, black Ejo, if you are black chimpanzee, as they call you, you must support black chimpanzee descendants to save themselves from black pig descendants. Kirone or white pig. Kirone. Let Biafran be. Because this generation, we will fight to the finish. We will fight to the end. I'll be back in a minute.
Do you know that since 1914 till date, up to 15 million Biafrans has been killed and massacred by the Islamic Republic of Nigeria? And do you know that Nigeria is a zoo, a creation of a white man, and it has expired? We must fight to the end. I know the truth. Now we must win this battle. And no surrender. Yes, we be dying, now we be crying. That's the freedom all we need. To go keep the Abiyama can save us. Cause the children call on you. Biafra must still be free from bondage. Biafra must still be free from killings. Biafra must to be free from Nigeria. Biafra must to be free from slavery. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be thy name. May thy kingdom come on earth, O Biafra. The time is now, all you fight on you formidable soldiers. I can see the lights at the end of the tunnel. Victory is sure, no giving up, we are marching to the promised land. All you say no to one Nigeria. All you say no to pretend. All you say no to divide and rule. We say no to South. Listen, Nigeria, jaga, everything scatter. My people suffering and dying, so repents for my heart. Yoruba, Hausa, Boko Haram killing us. Every day we be dying like a slaves. Give me freedom, want to freedom. Wanna be free like the birds in the sky. Biafrans all over the world they cry. Now we calling, rescue us to go to Kabiyama. We must fight to the end. I know the truth. Now we must win this battle. And no surrender. Biafra must still be free.
And of course, at this moment, our lines are open. Our WhatsApp line remains 07081545642. Our WhatsApp line once again is 07081545642. You are not yet joined IPOB as a Biafran. In fact, I'm encouraging you, black China, black Japanese, black American, black Indian, you are black. Look for IPOB and join. Because we have to free ourselves from this evil. The WhatsApp number to send me your data is 07081545642. Our direct line is 08122152971. I repeat again, our direct line is 08122152971. If you send message there, there are 90% probability that I may not be able to get back to you because of the nature of phone I use there. And so I will advise you, all correspondents should go to our WhatsApp line. And then there are wonderful coordinators across the globe that will respond to you. Special number dedicated to the female is 081-221-52971. Special number for the female is 081-221-52971. Caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me? Caller on WhatsApp, are you there?
Yes, I can hear you, Mazi.
Good morning
Mazi.
from here. Go ahead, please. The word is
I'm here,
listening.
Mazi. Yeah, thank you very much, Mazi. My name is Obi Manuel Chibike. I'm calling from the state of Israel. Mazi, thank you very much for your topic this morning. Biafra has been drastically exterminated. Mazi, but when I look critically on this topic this morning and the analysis this morning, I begin to blame the so-called elite, the so-called opinion mothers, our so-called intellects, the professors. Mazi, as you have said earlier before on your other programs, I join you. I respect only one man as a professor, Professor Chinua Achebe. I used to ask, why is it that they mowed our ancestors with concrete in America? What happened to our history in Biafra land, in Africa, in Igbo land? Is it not from our land they take them out? Is it not from the Bight of Bonny they take them out? Why can't our people that call themselves professors and intellectuals, why can't they mold them there so that our children will come and look for them there? But they mold them in America. They have Igbo land in America. Our people still pay to American government to go and watch their ancestors the way they are humiliated. But our people that call themselves intellectual, they did nothing. There's a man called Olaido Ekwano. They call him Gustavus Vasa. The man did a lot. He was captured in Biafran land as a slave and taken over there. Why can't our people, the so-called intellectual, they are here to treasure of that man, where that man is from? Some say that he's from Okwane. Some say that he's from Anambra State. But till today, nobody knows where that man comes from. And the man voluntarily said that he's from Biafra. He's an Igbo man. He narrated all the stories of the Igbos, but nobody was ever ready to do. What they're telling us is that they are intellectuals. The only thing they succeeded in doing is translating Bible to Igbo language on other people's story. What happened to our own story? Why is it that they did not translate mathematics in Igbo language, biology, chemistry? They only translated that religious book. Our people, our old women can read it fluently. But what happened to all our parables? Why can't they put them together so that if I quote a parable,
they are evil. They are evil. They are evil. I tell you, when I get to heaven or air, if I meet Onyibe angel in heaven, I'm going to break their teeth. God will bear me witness. Thunder will fire Onyibe angel waiting for me in heaven. God punish them. God should begin to prepare black angel to receive me. If not, God himself will have problem. Who the heck is deceiving us? Go ahead, my brother.
Mazi, I share your frustration, I share your pains. Because sometimes I used to think it cost me a headache. All our five proverbs, but there's nothing you quote on the Old Testament Bible that is not in our proverb. When you say Weberu go bere, the Bible says live and let's live. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. All of them is in our Igbo proverb, our Ijo proverb, our Yoruba proverb, but nobody, they leave it as it is. I would have put a parable here, say the book of Eke, the book of Warrior, quote it anywhere in the world, open it will be the same thing. They write about, they translate about a fight where Solomon fight. Did Dimojumo Gojuku fight war? Then didn't they hear about the Kumeku war? Why can't they put those wars? Is it not the same war that they fight in the Bible? But they claim that they're intellectuals, they are professors, they are everywhere making noise. But they are very, very tired of the issues. Our people need to rise up. They are the people that put us, the new generation, in this problem that we are now. But thank God that God raised Mazina and Kalu. We are trying to unearth everything, and we will get it right. But we must start from Biafra land. When we get Biafra, the whole thing will follow. Let us come back and focus on this Biafra we are talking about. We are not talking about any other thing than Biafra. Maz, let me give other people opportunity to talk. Thank you very much.
My brother. The truth cannot be overemphasized. They will either accept it or can you hear me? Call on the line. Monitoring spirit. Don't praise your coordinator this morning before I fire you.
My coordinator will speak. I called him this morning. Our meeting was done yesterday, and all of us decided to gather today evening to call Radio Biafra. And you said that our leader will be speaking by 7 p.m. today. So I don't know. Please, Onyibe, my leader.
Our supreme
Please,
leader, our supreme leader is going to address us 7 p.m. Biafran time today. Today, few hours from now. Go and recharge your phone. Stand close to the radio. Go ahead, please.
We will call our leader today.
Well, that is left for him. He has the prerogative to say so or not, depending on as Chukwu Kikabiama lead him.
The line today. I know that by the special grace of Chukwu Kikabiama and my ancestors, because of our land, we shall get them. I will tell my coordinator today that we will gather today where we're supposed to gather to speak to the world. Onyibe, yesterday, our radio is silent this morning. Yesterday, topic was Sabotua's Day. And let me walk the whole Biafrans all over the world. Be resolute. We are going home. All the Sabotuas, you are the product of our blood bastardized lineage. Yes. You people are the check blood we have among our names. But we are resolute. We must conquer. Let me tell all of you. Ikede amadi ọha, ikede ngwuru, Chukwu okike adị ama, ọkpara bụ ụmụ ọwa na-ejikọ ọha. Adịghị ndị ọzọ anyị nwere, anyị si n'aka ha n'oche ala Biafra taa as a present generation which is competing the whole tribes in the whole nations of the world. Today, we are remaining resolute. Guys up, enyere m ụlọ ọjọọ ụkọtọ taa, enyefele m ụlọ ose na mmanya, nyekwa ụlọ nwa tee. Aga m akpọ, anyị ga na-akpọ aja. Aga na-akpọ aja saa akpọrịta ya gbọrọ ọgwụ, anyị na-agba ọgwụ, anyị ga-agbọkwa ya kacha. Agawa anyị na-agba ya na-ere. Now, the Biafrans all over the world get ready. Our leader, after today, you people are going to see, after today, then we shall know we shall know who is our leader and who is our leader. He is our leader. Holy, 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 Nnamdi Kanu is another Savior. The savior of the world. You people don't
Thank you very much.
Nnamdi Kanu is the savior of trust and all the world power. Okay, you people don't know what is coming to your people. Tell us, Biafra, are you shouting? Biafra must be restored. Oh, help Biafra.
Thank you very much. Oh, hey, Biafra. We must continue. Are you there? Call on WhatsApp. Call on WhatsApp.
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
For holding on, go ahead, please.
Can you hear me, Martin Onyibe?
You are coming out loud and clear. Go ahead, please.
Okay, good morning. My name is Okwagu, and Okwagu is calling you all the way from Stockholm this cold morning. And yeah, where do I start from? Very, very interesting topic you brought up this morning, Martin Onyibe. And your topic, the audio that you played was from Hidden Colors. And Hidden Colors is by Tariq Rashid, you know, so I just wanted to put that out there. In my awakening process, that was one of the material sources I had to, like, you know, wake me up, to, like, tell me who I really am and to understand my history. So I would recommend it for anybody, you know, all Biafrans should try and get a copy of that documentary. It's called Hidden Colors, and it gives you a lot of information. They're like a 5-part series that will help you to open your mind. I want to go ahead and just use this opportunity because I know many of our Stockholm brothers listen in the morning. On Sunday, we'll be having our monthly meeting in Stockholm. And sorry, it's just very cold this morning. That's why my voice is like this. So it's going to be on the 13th Sunday. And same place, Hemdel's Badge. You can always reach the PRO for more information. And what Mazi Onyibe is trying to, like, hit this morning is for us to understand one thing. There is something inside the black skin that these people, or whatever you want to call them, enemies or friends or whatever you want to call them, there's something that we have inside this black skin, you know. And I wouldn't say it's just the melanin. I would say it's the spirit. You know, and if you, those of us in diaspora, if you notice it, you see people, when you walk past some people, they be like, you know, they look at you and you wouldn't even notice it, but they are marveled. They're like, how come? Because they know for a fact
The fact that all the history that has been dug, they go to Egypt, they dig. They go everywhere, they dig. All the history that has been dug are our history. Our ancestors, the people, the original black people that are in Australia, that are everywhere, they left all this information in stone. Even in our land, in Africa, in Biafra land, we see it. All this information is left in stone. Why? Because there's a reason. This information needs to be passed down, to people that need to understand this information. If they are written in paper, like, recent people do in their history, you will see that it won't be able to disseminate the information. Well, that's just by the way. I'm just in the spirit today, and I want to let everybody in this struggle understand that we do not battle against flesh and blood. They call themselves principalities and powers, but we are the same people that put them in the place where they are. We put them in the place so that they would subjugate us. We put it in place thousands, millions of years ago. We have put them where they are supposed to be so that we can realize what our history wants us to realize. Research, keep on researching, keep on reading, keep on studying, keep on finding out who you are, because it turns into a God, the real God, the creators of this land, of this realm. And there's somewhere else we have to go. So when you link the statement of our leader that says Biafra is going to be the last miracle, yes, it will be the last miracle, because it's going to be our transition. We have ruled this realm before. We have ruled this domain. We created kingdoms, empires. We built massive. We did so many wonderful things, and I hope deep down inside me that Biafra will be a path, an exit path for us to exit this realm. They can eat it. They can have the damn place to themselves. But we are gods. We created this place, and we have somewhere we have to go to. Thank you very much this morning, Mazi Onyibe. I greet you.
Thank you. We must continue, my brother. Our people must remain focused. Who the heck is deceiving who here? Caller on the line. Can you hear me? Monitoring Spirit. How are you, Genika?
I'm fine. Good morning, Mechukur Kajama, strengthening you. Mechukur Kajama, keep guiding you. That you'll be able to teach us more and more. Because every day I listen to you. My eyes, I will just be like, why should we allow ourselves for the white nonsense people that do not have even strength? You see, that black people are so superior. We will pass through so many tortures. And a white man cannot do that. There is a day you said a white man eat apple and die. In fact, they take him back to their country. They wash it as others wash their own. We can't die like that. We can't be killed. We see kind of torture, the kind of prison we will go to, and we still come back alive if they did not kill us. Torture doesn't kill black people. Torture, hunger. You can see a kind of severe hunger that they used on Biafrans that they called the war. It's not war. They just came to kill all of us. Chukwu Kabiyama will strengthen every Biafra. May Chukwu Kabiyama bless our leader. My name is Ginik. I'm calling from Enugu province of Biafra land. Every day I told them that I'm in a school. I study from night and day. I study. My day did not allow me to study. I was studying the night. You see, Radio Biafra have opened our eyes. May Chukwu Kabiyama bless all of you that are calling on Radio Biafra. May Chukwu Kabiyama strengthen our leader. And bless him for accepting this cause to liberate us. May Chukwu Kabiyama keep him. I told him he will not die. He will not die natural death. He will just miss. One day I will not see him again. We will just celebrate and say that we are burying him. He will not die just like ordinary human being because he's angel. He will be in heaven accepting all of us when we die and go there.
Thank you very much. You are in spirit this morning. I must tell you, we must continue. That is why I told them, when I get to heaven and I see Onyibe man Ascension coming to receive me, I will remove his teeth. God should bear me witness. Ndiara. Are you there, caller on WhatsApp?
My dear brother, God bless you.
Good morning from here.
The fearless lion with no limits. If I do reincarnate, I will be your brother, either senior or junior. I like your topic this morning. I love and admire your resoluteness. Any day I tune up Radio Biafra, I did not hear your voice. That day is a bad day for me. Because when I listen to you, you give me hope. You give me hope that Biafra will come. When I listen to Mazen Nadekano, I have the hope that Biafra will come. Because this life that Biafrans are living now, it has no meaning. It has no meaning. The rain reigneth. Both the just and the unjust. But chiefly on the just, because the unjust still let the just umbrella. This is what we're suffering now. How can he who has the horse be walking on his feet, and he who does not have the horse is riding the horse? This is what we're suffering now. And I pity all these Efulefu, all these Biafrans that are helping our Fulani to achieve their aim in our land. I pity them. Because the news I have for them, my brother, is definitely Biafra will come. Very soon, Biafra will come. Biafra now have a foreign office in Spain. We have an embassy in Spain. Mazen Nandekano and Uche Mefo, they are working assiduously, if I can borrow his word, to make sure Biafra will come. They are skating all over the globe to make sure Biafra will come. And the Hausa Fulani themselves knows that Biafra will come. Because one of them says that if we break away, we don't have any land. I told him, I said, we will use oil to buy all the Hausa land. Takorode Biafra. And with Radio Biafra, the middle belt now is realizing how they've been used. All I'm asking my people to have is patience. If you haven't joined IPOB, go and join IPOB. There are people. God is a loving God. God is ready to welcome all of us into heaven. But there are still people that will go to hell. Let us not be discouraged by those who will not see Biafra. Because there will be people that will not see Biafra. There will be people that will be executed publicly. There are people that will run away from Biafra when Biafra comes. Mazi, continue the good work. I love you so much, and make God bless you, bless your family, bless your children, bless the wife will allow you to take all this risk to make sure that Biafra is actualized. God bless you, sir.
Thank you very much. Like Asmazi Mefo will always say, we are all in this together. I will say that it is the presence of people like you that is actually giving us the inspiration to do what we are doing. There is no two ways about it. Caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me?
Hello, good morning, Onyibe.
Good morning, my brother. Go ahead, please.
My name is Anselm Onyibe. I'm from Bateta, Mamba Province, Biafra land. Right now, I'm calling from South Africa, Johannesburg, Captain Park. By the grace of Chukwokika Abiyama, I want to thank him so much for granting our leader a good health and peace, journey, mercy all over the globe, working to create possible awareness and solicit for our help all over the world. If you have not joined the forces, you need to do so. I wanted to comment on what happened in South Africa, in Union Building, Pretoria. It was so disappointing, and also at the same time what we expected, because we know that black are evil in their mind, and they exhibited their stupidity. They keep on begging us, trying to tell us to calm down, that if anything happens to Jibril, that they will hold them responsible. Now I'm asking them, how about what happened to us? Who will be held responsible?
Brother, we don't want to kill Jibril. We don't want to kill anybody. Not yet. We just want to answer them question. I think they say they are our leader, and they ought to redeem accountability. Is that too much to ask for? We are not beating anybody. We simply say, Oga, you have been senatoring us as so time and period. Please give us account. They have to answer this question. I pity those people who will now become Utimpu for all these criminals in government corridor. I pity them. We now, okay, that person will be invited to come and do ERG in Gambia. And then one lunatic will go and represent him. I pity them. Because your own will go beyond answering question. You will show us your British passport, Ndiara, and maybe you are from Afari Beku, Ndiushi.
You know, the way these things are going today, there is one thing I used to tell people when matters get worse. I used to say delay is dangerous, because if they keep on hiding this man, we only want to ask him. We want to find out who he is.
Buhari, you can't speak Fufude again. What happened?
You see,
you will not tell us.
That's the only thing we want to know.
Cut off the pipeline connecting Fufude.
We want him to explain to us how he metamorphosed to become so young and no longer old. I want him to explain how he becomes short.
It's a miracle.
Shorter than the president. We want to know how the miracle happens. We don't want to kill him.
You should share the testimony. At least in Osibanjo Church. We are fair enough.
That is it. I must sincerely tell you that when we get to court, the electricity went off. So for the first time in the history of South Africa, that the electricity went off without information.
When they tune off, now this thing what they do, just I don't have time again. They don't give us, like they say, it's witches are wizards. They are correct. When our leader was going to court in the zoo here, every court day our leader will appear in court. NEPA must take light. The winch don't go for South Africa, because Nigerian juju cannot work when there is electricity. And some people are praying, Orobo Seke, give us light, oh Lord. Have you destroyed your juju? Yoruba God is now killing our cow. They are deceiving us. So the juju don't reach South Africa self. All set, Yana.
It don't reach here. They put generator. The judge, the magistrate said that the generator cannot power the recording machine. That's why they are postponing our case.
Then you people help them carry all those generators we used to fry Grand Gari in Biafra. They can power South Africa. Ndiara, they deceiving us. The world is on trial because of the issue of Biafra.
So, but they have not seen anything because on the 11th we are going back to court, and after we finalize his bail, we will be taking them to the Supreme Court, because where we are now is a small court. So we are preparing according to the directive of our leadership that we drag them to the Supreme Court, and they have to recognize who we are and give us our place. Otherwise, we will take it up with them.
I truly appreciate you, my brother. My time is up, and then we must go home. Our people must understand. Because of the issue of Biafra, the world is on trial. Take away our justice. Take away our right. We're here for one thing, Biafra and Biafra alone. God bless Biafra. And so where you are listening to me, somewhere from White House, Brick House, Turu House, Geneva Convention, you go back and research the reason why you sang this song. And tell me if you are true, sincerely backing up this call. Yushi, criminals. That is what I call them.
There comes a time when we heed a certain call, when the world must come together as one. There are people dying. Oh, when it's time to lend a hand to life, the greatest gift of all. Pretending day by day that someone somewhere will soon make a change. We are a part of God's great big family. And the truth, you know, love is all we need.